Oh, welcome back to Monster Train. Let me move you closer here. And just get you a little closer. Hello. How's it going? You ready to play this game? I'm not. You know, yesterday's run, it's one of those runs, that run's not supposed to happen. We're playing Penumbra today. Let's get to it. Yesterday's run, you start with Conduit Tethys and you go, yeah, and this is how it ends, right? And then after an hour, I go, oh, I guess that is how it ends. A real miserable one. But also, you know, it's good to have one of those from time to time. Oh, good, we have... I think that Hellhorned Exile Allied might be the worst. It's up there with, like, Umbra Exiled Ally. It's just really rough. Hate starting with Queen's Impling. But it's not that bad, I guess. I would prefer a different card. I don't know why, though. Because Queen's Impling should be good. It just feels strange. Anyway. We got Explosive Sigil Daedalus, Spell Shield Fell, Patient Seraph. I think this is our first Patient Seraph since the beta release. And it's Umbra, Exile Hellhorn, Antumbra Assault, Vent, Ember Cache. Some good stuff here. Vent's a great starter, Antumbra Assault's pretty good as well. Let's begin. Don't forget to like and comment and also subscribe if you so desire. Queen's Tail versus Forever Flame. I think I prefer Forever Flame. Sorry, Queen's Tail. Queen's Tail's one of the new ones. It's an imp relic. Whenever you play an imp, gain 1 energy and draw 1 card. Monstrous vs. Glutton. I do kind of want to go Glutton here. Here's the thing. I picked this Forever Flame. In yesterday's episode, they showed me Shadow Siege. I dare them to show me another one. They show me Shadow Siege. We only need energy and space, and then it's playable. I can probably take this trial. Forever Flame also makes that imp starter significantly better. It's not. We went from I'm not the biggest fan of imps to oh, imps are insane in moments here. This imp start's going to be pretty solid. I'll go ahead and play one of these. No, I should play one of these up here. Just in case there's a collector up here. If there's a collector on the mid floor, I may miss it because of this, but yeah. Kind of like a 50-50. I hit the imp anyway, so I catch the collector. Regardless. What's inside the Shade Splitter? A morsel. An attack morsel's pretty good there. We should crush through this combat. I didn't take the trial because Spikes is a little scary. It's one that you can neglect and end up losing Penumbra on, and Penumbra in this early game is where we have to be careful. Not crazy to see Penumbra die in the early game. I have seen it myself. It shouldn't happen here, right? Yeah, we're good here for sure. Just press enter. The numbers work out. 3 rounds them. I could probably pick a Shadow Siege here. Like, I've been thinking about it, I could probably take him. I've been considering it. I might take Perils, but... So, when people talk about Shadow Siege, they say you just pick Perils, but it's like, it's a bad card otherwise. So I'm not going to build around seeing Shadow Siege by any means, but it's not an insane thing to think about. I can see a world where he shows up and is pickable on this one with the Forever Flame. Fortify? Fledgling Imp? Hidden Passage. It's not Fledgling Imp. It's not Fortify. It's Hidden Passage. There's no sweep, so we could theoretically see no sweep on this if there's no sweep on 2 or 5 or 7. Alright. Field Shop has Endless plus 25 and Damage Shield 3. Wrong Shadow. Morsel Master's good. Hard to see situations where he's not. I wonder about rolling this shop. I would roll this shop to look for plus 10 for Morsel Master. Don't really need it. Plus 25 we don't need on him either. Just cruising. Not a super big upgrade for us, but an upgrade. Morsel Master is solid here. He makes it easier to feed Penumbra. Stop losing space, top 4. Please. I beg of you. Send that guy. Losing space top 4 is always bad in this sort of a run. It may be, depending on the draws and such, we may end up wanting it like this, and then in theory I should draw a kill spell for you. Yeah. If we pick up a Space Prism, I think I take space, and then we can do Gorge Penumbra, Morsel Master, or not Morsel Master. Gorge Penumbra, Morsel Master, Space Prism that 4, and we can then create 4 morsels per round in theory. That's what I'm trying to say there. I'm gonna get hit for a bit here. I'm off by 1. No, I'm just off by 1 as a whole. We hit him with 1 vent and he dies. Yeah. And I'm play this? Not a good reason not to. I'm gonna take 4. 4 for the trial is acceptable. Might be 5, or 9 total if this 5-1 goes on me here. It is a little more. And this is a little scary. Oh yeah, this is very scary. I think the Train Steward, I mean, it doesn't matter, we play this. 203. Huh. Might miss this because I didn't play for the 5 damage bottom 4, which would be unfortunate. What is it? Vent should kill him, right? And we can actually just kill him this round. One of those. There we go. 9 damage for that trial is fine. We get a unit draft. Maybe we see something good. There's the Space Prism. Immortal Trait also good there, but Space Prism is just big. We're going to not want our plan against Seraph to be imps, because unless you're going crazy on imps, it's bad. And Hornbreak is probably a little better because we don't have Torch. This card gets a lot better. Consumer of Crowns. Yeah, sure. I guess. Right, like it's not bad. He'll be playable usually. Sometimes he's playable turn 2 if we draw him turn 2. Sometimes he's playable turn like the second time through the deck. But second time through the deck playability is okay with Consumer of Crowns. If we thin the deck out enough, it can be pretty consistent. Allied Construct is also solid. The problem is I don't really feel great about Morsel Generation here for Allied Construct. He has similar problems. I'll just go Consumer. Fine. We only have to play 2 of our imps and we can play him. Not insane to see. Now we do also, by picking this, commit ourselves to not removing the imps, but you know. And throw him a multi-strike. I'm okay with just leaving it at that. Allied Construct. Now we're going in here. It's Consumer of Crowns. Oh hey, Vengeful Shard. 5 energy. I have to play 1 imp now. Yeah, this is another very playable Consumer of Crowns. How strange. Sure. I don't mind that. It's probably best to just look for Quick on him. So we'll leave, because we can't find Quick there. Oh, we can, but we can't afford it. And now that I have this, I look back and I go, I should have gone Trample Penumbra, right? Trample Penumbra to just like take us through the early game, and Consumer of Crowns is our late game killer. Seems good. However, sometimes we have draws that look like this, and it does not seem so good now, does it? We didn't even, you know, draw priority? You got me. Play it like this, it's fine. We'll get him next time around. The problem is next time around is a very far away space. So dying to Daedalus here is not insane to see. Also, I won't be able to play any imps in a safe position, but we'll have morsels among other things for us working here. Morsel miners, it's probably fine. Probably fine that we didn't play the consumer. Not ideal, but probably fine. Just let the damage shield go. The damage shield doesn't actually matter that much. We'll just take the gorging here. The reason damage shield doesn't matter that much is because he has lifesteal. Oh wait, the lifesteal goes away at the same rate as the damage shield because he has to punch Daedalus there. I could like... I guess I just work you down with Queen's Implings. You see, now this would be a good turn for Consumer. I save myself this damage, or try to keep some imps alive. Good to try and keep some imps alive, but also kinda hard. I got 2 more. I only really need to have 1 down, right? 1 down and I can play him now. I'm trying to kill this Forged Disciple, I guess. 8. I take her to 12. Because I want to drop her so that Penumbra kills this one. Take her to 12. It's not reasonable to kill her. I mean, I guess it's kind of reasonable to kill her. I'm just going to end up with an imp in front. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to greed. Now, if we can generate like 1 lifesteal morsel, this gets a lot better. Mama meep meep, says that imp, by the way. Draws like this, or turns like this look pretty rough, I gotta say. I can save a bunch of health here by going Imp, Antumbra, Assault, Imp. The problem with that is I will have no imps and Consumer becomes unplayable if I do that. 3, 6, 3, 3. I only need 1 of you to live, but I also need to live like... I'm probably not playing Consumer at this point. Probably gonna need Penumbra to carry it. Might be right to just maximize our pyre health. But if I do that, I end up missing a gorge turn. I do this. You see what it gives? Oh, I forgot to take into account the clergyman's death, right? And just play... I'll lose a gorge if I do this, so it's better to put this behind. Yeah. And then... This is the last round. Pretty unlikely that we see Consumer, but I'll leave the ability to hit it there. If, when Daedalus ascends to mid-floor, we draw Imp Consumer, it's crazy. It's just crazy. I also take 7 from this. Oh no, 6 from that. 6? No, 5. Not the worst. Morsel Tours. Can I get 1 lifesteal morsel, please? Like 1 lifesteal morsel? I guess not. 60, 42 with 2 damage shield. If I get a few lifesteal morsels, we get it. But you know, it's a big if. Lifesteal? No. Lifesteal? There we go. And if I ascend you, I'll actually take 1 damage, so it's not worth. Yeah, we can kill him. Oh, I could have ascended a morsel up to Penumbra. I think we take this with 2 lifesteal and Penumbra here. Yeah. Not so bad. We did actually hit it, just a turn too late. How about it? Alright. That was fine. I've definitely talked negatively in the champion discussion about Gorge Penumbra against Daedalus. However, Morsel Master makes it so much nicer. Makes it so much more doable. A moment, I feel... I gotta clear my throat here. There we go. I'm gonna take Shroud Spike here. We have a baseline energy of 5. This is pretty strong. Demon Fiend is reasonably pickable as well. Like, this is fine. We just drop down a 50 health, 50-50 monstrosity. I'm down with that. What it also does is it adds one more to the draw pile. And I'm going to take space here. So the idea is that I should hit Consumer turn 2 or 3 now on average. There's no control over it, obviously, but in theory, I should hit him at a timing where I can have an imp down, most likely. And we'll start getting rid of Train Stewards here. Yeah, 5 energy plus Forever Flame is pretty sweet. We'll start to make Antumbra Assault free. A plus 10 on Vent is good. Having holdover plus 10 Vent for Seraph the Patient is going to be a winning. Remove Consume, unfortunately not good. I want to make Morsel Minor cost 1. That's fine. I always like going to the magic shop. I never feel like I walk away from the magic shop with like a, oh, well, like I think that's the one thing that the steel shop is missing and why they feel more frustrating from time to time. Multi-strike. I probably shouldn't disrespect haste combat here, although the first round is pretty free. I'm gonna disrespect haste combat. But the steel shop doesn't have consistency. You can go in there looking for plus 25 health and just not see it whatsoever. The magic shop, you always know you're getting at least the -1 cost pickup, which is nice. Go ahead and just vent this floor, right? Form break you. That's fine. Now, hey, we get to play Consumer. Cool. I should put him... He's gonna die, for sure. Also, is there a way I catch this collector? I don't think there is. I should play this down here. And he's just gonna beat face for a few rounds here while Penumbra scales. He's just gonna beat face. Oh, he did enough. He did save us 1 round. I can maybe do something about this death also. What is this? 12, 13. It's exactly enough so we can just put 1 thing in front. I will put a magma morsel in front, and then he gets to clear out this boy. And we can save ourselves 2 damage. Okay, that's fine. Demon Fiend doesn't get to do a ton. In theory, from here on, Demon Fiend goes on the 6 space floor, and then we just plan on putting Consumer behind him, and they work together. As it is right now, I can't really do that because it's haste, but it stops being haste here pretty soon. I wonder why Consumer of Crowns. Like, what do you think the lore reason is for Consumer of Crowns protecting or like being cheaper because of imps? I think it's because he's very old. It's like that's how the lore works out. He's just an old boy, and he likes it. He's like strong because imps are the start of the cycle. I don't know. Probably one of those things that doesn't have a lore reason, or if there is a lore reason, the lore reason is just he likes imps. Yeah, I'm just gonna spike. We won't get much of a better chance than that. That's fine. Put you away. Sometimes we hit a kill here, right? I don't think there's anything we can hit for the kill. Yeah. Although if I Space Prism here, I can put another imp down and get another 400 damage. Or another 200 damage here, rather. Yeah. That's good enough. There's no meta progress to do in this deck. Like, there's nothing for us to increment. There's no like overgorgers or anything like that, so it doesn't really matter how fast or how slow this combat ends. Just kill the combat. I've definitely come around a lot on Consumer of Crowns. Firewall, extremely good. I find myself cheating out Consumer of Crowns a lot more often than you would expect. Take a grovel here. A little more morsel generation. Probably don't want much more than that, but a little more doesn't hurt us. Imp in a box isn't the worst. I think that 1 imp card like this, just to make the Consumer a little easier to hit, sounds fine, and then we don't mess with it anymore. Money's looking a little tight, but we do need removals. Maybe there's a quick in here for cheap. Endless for not cheap. Excellent. Vortex out these train stewards. We don't want to remove the Vengeful Shards. They are very useful. Do I have anything that I... Yeah, not consuming cards like Ember Cash and the 3 on them is good. I'll take that. Wing Clippings is fine. It doesn't hurt us, so it's only helpful. I'll take the plus 25 actually. Now that I think about it, we can throw that to Demon Fiend. He's most likely just going to act as a frontliner. And here we go. This run feels like reasonable. Spell Shield 2. I shouldn't do. Although... So I do lose something, and this is a combat where not being able to ping off Sycophants can get very messy, especially in the first round, but... There's draws where this is fine, and there's draws where we take, like, a lot from this, but since we have the Pyre Wall, I'm gonna play a little more aggressively here. We have the Horn Break as well for it. I'm gonna play a little more aggressively here. Losing space bottom floor is ideal. If that happens every time, we're very happy. I should have actually maybe gone Rubble Morsel there. I have to leave this. Oh, I shouldn't have played both of those. A little autopilot. My mistake. Consumer, hey, look at that. The Imp in a Box, it pays off. The Imp in a Box has paid dividends here. Good work, Imp in a Box. I may as well Pyre Chomper. No good reason not to. I'll put him down here. It's like, the reason not to is because I'll get 10 armor on this guy for free on him. I give him 10 armor. However, you know, 100 times 2. With a Demon Fiend coming up to tank, so yeah. What another, like we're having another strange run, I gotta say. It's very interesting. This is another just like, hey, they throw Consumer of Crowns at me, and Consumer of Crowns. I said I don't like exiled Hellhorned starter of the Imps. However, with Consumer of Crowns, pretty good. I gotta give it up. And we just, like these guys, these two goons are just pumping out strong damage numbers. They're putting out 250 per round. They're just raw stats though. They're not scaling up to a point where they're gonna kill Seraph for me. However, they don't need to. We got a guy here to kill Seraph. Yeah, more Space Prisms. If Space Prism preserves twice, it's pretty bonkers. Send you up. If we have Space Prism survive twice, we can theoretically play a lot of Imps, although realistically, maybe not that many Imps. Come to think of it, I'm glad we took the trial. The problem is there's variance here, right? There's chances that we just completely whiff. It is possible that we just miss entirely on our Imps, and we just don't play Consumer, and then the run looks a little scarier from time to time. Why are you only taking 82? Oh, because he's healing for 20. He's taking a 100 hit, but he's gaining 20 health from the deaths, yeah. Okay. Now these two clowns, they do struggle against this boss, of course. However, this boss struggles against us just playing things down here. So, you know. I should put the imps in front, or the morsels in front, though. I'll just give you a morsel miner for 4. More, like, having the extra health is probably more valuable than the lifesteal. This run feels like, it's weird looking, right? But it feels pretty strong. I feel like we're gonna cruise through to a reasonable victory here. Yeah. Like, we don't even have bosses hitting Penumbra. It's just, it takes, we thin the deck out, and the closer we get to 20 cards, the more consistent this becomes. The less likely it is that we ever completely whiff. I can add Prism Retrieval, actually, although it's X cost, so it doesn't work. I was thinking maybe Prism Retrieval there, but nah. Fire Chomper I might add. I'll take a Pyre Chomper. We increase the consistency by just making it so that we hit imps with Consumer of Crowns, because we only need one imp. These two relics together have given me essentially 7 energy on the Consumer of Crowns turn. We're gonna go right. We're gonna remove. Now we start to get into the what are we removing here questions. Probably Shade Splitter. As we approach, like, we're not playing a ton of morsels, but as we remove these, we hit the better morsel cards a little more consistently, I imagine. You got a quick for me? Endless again. How about now? Multi-strike. I mean, I guess, right? He's got a 100 health frontliner. Sure. Why not? Make him do 300 damage per round. See if I care. Closing in on it being right to start pulling out some Queen's Implings. I've added some Imp cards as well, which is why. I'll remove one more Shade Splitter, and then we'll start to really give it a think. Probably gonna start hitting magic shops from here on. I don't want any of this. Spell Shield Foul is pretty nice as well. You know, I was thinking about this. I feel like for Arcus, it would be easier for me if they just used the same symbols as the Fel spawn patterns, right? So like instead of it being, oh hey, here's Arcus Darkness, it's just like, oh hey, here's Arcus and he has Rage Fel spawn symbol. Right. I was thinking about that recently. I'm gonna still play top 4 with Penumbra at this point. I just have to play the Imp down here. And Consumer here, and we can vent this for, and that's fine. Every time we, like, if I play Consumer, I'll tell you it's pretty likely that we just win the combat if Consumer of Crowns hits the field. He does 300 damage. That's a lot. Preserved, very nice, we win the coin flip. Reserved, I mean, I'm not sure if that's a win. Probably is a win. Problem is that there's no actual, like, I can't play these. Even though it's nice, I gotta leave room for Demon Fiend here. Maybe it was right for me to put space in mid-floor and just plan around killing Fel on this floor. Huh. I mean, it doesn't feel right. But also, can I remove Penumbra from this run? Can I just get rid of Penumbra? Not sure I need Penumbra here. I mean, I need Morsel Master because I need the staggering of hitting Consumer of Crowns. But do I really need Penumbra? I don't know. That's a good question. These are big boys on the mid floor though. This is a pretty nice looking Hellhorned run, I gotta say. Just two very large demons beating face. I like it. Very enjoyable. I'm gonna put 5 on you. And oh yeah, killing this actually doesn't change anything. It's 9 damage either way. And they all die, so it doesn't matter. The number scales. We win. We take draw from this. Maybe I die to Patient. I guess one thing to consider is that Patient does pose a threat because of Demon Fiend being just raw tank stats. I'm gonna go ahead and spike this turn. I think I'll spike. I mean, I have no choice now. I'm just spiking for health, and that's fine. An extra 40 health is cool. I could lose this to... yeah, I could lose this to melee weakness, come to think of it. We need holdover on Vent, and then I'll say I think we win this 100%. Holdover on Vent, 100%. Rhyme time. The same amount of damage while we kill that backline goon. Alternatively, I could just kill this backline goon and save 9 done. Play Pyro Chopper. I mean, I'm thinking about this a little more than I need to right now. I don't need to think about this too hard. I don't need to waste the brain power on it. We win. Most likely. Overconfidence, etc., etc. But like, come on. You seeing this shit? Are you seeing this shit? We have a 183 through 131 Penumbra on the top floor who hasn't been touched. I'm just using Imp in a box to create imps for fun. A cool run. Like, from a deck building perspective, this is a pretty cool run. I enjoy this one from the perspective of I built this deck. You know what we're going to want to do, actually? We're going to probably want to Hidden Passage. Like, we're going to want to freeze this Hidden Passage. The number reaches a point pretty quickly where he doesn't die from melee weakness, and we just have to feed him lifesteal. Oh, but if I ascend, I was going to say just ascend Consumer of Crowns, but if I do that, I can't play Morsels on Penumbra anymore once I make that decision. 1 damage shield. And then but fell, another boss. We got this big Penumbra up here, 299, 197, with like 12 stacks of lifesteal, and he doesn't even get touched. Doesn't even get touched. Fell doesn't even make it up there. It's just, it's interesting because I would tell you with 100% certainty we win this against any other Seraph, but Patient can steal wins from you. I can have this run swept out from under me by Patient. Shadow Box. I mean, these aren't good. I guess I'll pick Shadow Box since I haven't yet. Maybe it'll surprise me. I wonder if it works with Morsel Master, I guess, is the real question. Ooh, a Heartstone. I'll take this. I'm gonna put it on Consumer of Crowns over Demon Fiend here. Demon Fiend, I think, is fine without overflow. When we're overflowing it, the 25 health on the floor. It's 25 health either way on that floor. So we just put it on to Consumer instead. Because that's more likely to be 25 health that goes into the boss fight. Make this card free. It's better for Spike. I can't actually add Consume to anything, so I'm gonna Purge. I might Purge the other event now that this one's held over. I think it's correct. And yeah, it's just, this run can lose and it can win, and I can't tell you which it's gonna be because I cannot get this deck to consistency because of all of the garbage in it that I can't really remove. It's kind of a coin flip. Depending on how we draw is gonna depend on the, answer the question of how we do. Dude, Shadowbox, you play all these 20 morsels and you don't even kill heavies? God. Why isn't, like, why 150? Why not 200? Did they specifically create this and go, oh, but we don't want it to kill double heavies. That'd be ridiculous. Make it do 200. What the hell? Can I pick Heaven's Seal here? Much like everything else, the answer is, maybe. It's a solid, probably. Unless I just draw Consumer here with no imps. I've crafted the whole deck to stop that from happening, though. Yeah, we'll still do Penumbra top 4 when we lose space. Top 4. I'll Antumbra Assault this away. By doing that, I can play mid 4, I can guarantee Consumer. We just play the 2 Queen's Implings down here, and I'll play Magma Morsel. And then we... Oh, I can't guarantee Consumer. I might hit Shroud here. Please give me not the Shroud guy. Please give me Consumer. Not Morsel Master, please. Extremely good. Yeah, they just beat face. Molting Imp is always a good one. The quicker that we run into Vent now, the better we are. Should be soon, but like not taking multi-strikes into Alpha or are you Demon Fiend preferable? However, at the same time, hey, there it is. He'll take 21 and all that good. Oh, it does count. It does work with Morselman. Very nice. Good outcome. Glad to see that. Relic is a little better than I may have initially thought. What do I use this for, though? I guess I just use it, but like it doesn't do anything. That's the problem. It doesn't do anything for us. Does it? I think it does. I don't know what boss this is. I'll just take damage shield. It doesn't really matter. You're just playing that for the gorge. Oh yeah, Shroud Spike can get preserved too. I forgot about that. It turns out that a double multi-strike on a unit with 100 attack is good. I guess. I guess that this is good. Weird. Need to keep the event. I think this is Trample Boss. It could be, yeah, apparently not. Could be either one of them. Truly. I didn't look because it doesn't matter. This guy's just gonna get crushed. He's gonna get absolutely crunched by Consumer. Don't even have to play that. One of these days, someone's gonna get up to this Penumbra. I'm telling you, someone reaches Penumbra at some point. Shadowbox didn't even trigger. One day someone gets to fight Penumbra. I swear. Skip this. I will take Impish Scholar here. All of the cards that consume are good to pull back, and that's another imp add to the pile of imps. It's like we're taking imps that... we're taking imps for the two reasons of... Like, Impish Scholar on average here is not great. Especially with the 50% discard on Consume Relic. However, adding a little more consistency for Consumer, it makes it a lot better. Left path, I could duplicate Consumer. How does that sound? It actually doesn't sound that bad with an Ascend. I mean, I'm just gonna duplicate Shroud Spike though. Yeah. What do we got here? Backstrip, Scorching Restraints, Collection of Tails. I'll roll it. Unbroken Horn's pretty good. I'll take that. Now all we have to do is not draw Consumer turn 1 and we just win, basically. I can guarantee it now. So, you know. As long as I'm not absolutely awful here and I don't draw Consumer turn 1 with no imps, we're good. We take it. So let's hope I'm good at the game today. There's a lot of high roll-ish. It's not really saying high roll. We want to not lose space top 4. If we lose space top 4, we want to win the 50-50 on Space Prism. If we lose that 50-50, we want to pull back Space Prism off of Impish Scholar. But everything can go wrong, and even if everything goes wrong, as long as we play Consumer, it's good. I guess duping Consumer guarantees me Consumer. I'll do this. Probably good. We'll see. The spike just shouldn't matter. I have to be ready. I have to think about Patient Seraph as well. Hopefully Seraph's bottom floor and we lose space bottom floor. Alright, everything went... Holy fuck. I hate this game. How does this happen to me? What? How? How can it be? How can this be? This is unbelievable. This is actually... I duplicated it and everything to make sure that if I drew it on drop... Oh my god. And no imps. Of course. Alright. We pivot the plan. I'm mad. Like, I can't... I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm mad about that. That's bullshit. That's just absolute bullshit. And there's nothing else to say about it. I picked everything, and still, I picked the Unbroken Horn, so that I duplicated it. It shouldn't be this way. That's unbelievable. 2 fucking welder helpers? I'm gonna lose this game. I lost. I lost. I lost. What? This is one of those losses where I did everything right, it feels like, and I'm still just being punished. Like, this is the sort of run that's like, I'm just gonna not play this game anymore. That's fucking angering. Alright. We can still win this. We have to pivot a little bit of our planning here. And we gotta give... we leave this melee weakness on, though, which is really problematic. I fucking can't I can't believe this. It's so infuriating. This is 50 damage. I have to... If I play Welder Helper in front, he'll, like... Penumbra lives, but... you know, I have to draw into... I have to do it like this, I think. I have to double rally him, and then... I'll put a Welder Helper up here to bait the melee weakness out, actually. It's fucking unbelievable, dude. I've been coming around on Consumer of Crowns lately, too. I've been like, hey, Consumer of Crowns isn't even that bad, right? Like, he's not... Look at this, you can do some fun stuff with him. Apparently, the only thing you can do with Consumer of Crowns is eat shit and die. Oh. Oh, oh. Oh. Okay. I need to play Space Prism up here first. Did that consume? It did. Okay. I'm continuing to just push the problem down the road by killing these enemies off. And not eating any morsels. Like, this is gonna be a problem until I face it. I don't... Like, I have to feed Penumbra. But my morsel generation is relatively low, but the morsel generation isn't supposed to be a fucking problem right now, because I'm supposed to have 2 Consumer of Crowns on the field, and then it doesn't matter. But, you know... I have to play one... I play one Queen's Impling here. And then I play Making of a Morsel in front. Like this. Yeah. I just have to keep chumping Seraph with imps, I think. I don't want to take 27 there, so I'll just take him up to 30. I guess. You know, if we live through this weird section, it shouldn't... Like, we should reach a point where it stops being problematic, right? Once we play the spike, basically, it just stops being a problem. However, you know, 2 melee weakness, because melee weakness doesn't decay anymore also, but I'm not mad. 30, 60, it's bad. It's pretty bad here. How do I dig out of this one here? I'll just start with a Pyre Chomper down here. God. There was a point in time where I would have told you I like Seraph the Patient. There was like a 2-day period on the beta where I said, yeah, okay, I think Seraph the Patient's pretty cool. I don't like Seraph the Patient anymore. This boss is fucking bullshit. Ugh. It's so angering. I have to vent this for... It's just, I can never... I have to live to the spike, which is at the bottom. I also have Unbroken Horn with a vent because, you know, I took this for the... I'm just unbelievably unhappy right now with what this game has done to me. So I play a... I have to play... Okay. I have to play a Queen's Impling here. We have to give Seraph more attack, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and play Shade Splitter, see what we get. Rubble Morsel? Sure. And I have to play Morsels down here, and then I have to vent. And it'll be 10 here, 33 here, and then you eat. Bait Seraph because he has to come top floor again. And then I'll draw the spike, and I'll spike for a health morsel, and then I'll just be able to tank it all. Right? Right. Okay. I'll draw a health morsel, Damage shield doesn't make it better. Okay, we get through the melee weakness now. I don't actually want to give damage shield to Penumbra here, I don't think. Because if I give Penumbra damage shield, he doesn't lose his melee weakness doesn't drop off, right? I'm gonna not play Vengeful Shard here also. Don't waste that one energy. This imp is dying. I would like to kill this, but also don't want to spend my... I guess I'm gonna spend my energy on Shroud Spike. So, man, if I didn't have to vent last turn, we would have like a 27 energy Shroud Spike here. How sad is that? I'm gonna grovel. I'm gonna grovel one. I can grovel once. It's okay, right? Because the one, and then, yeah. And then this should just give me, hopefully, a health morsel. Sick, okay. Performing at the bare minimum of my expectations. Okay. And we play a magma morsel here for a little... Actually, I'm gonna go all the way on... I'm gonna go on damage shield here. Alright, it'll be 10, 15, and then Seraph hits you for... damage shield's wrong. Come to think of it. And I can potentially bait Seraph down to this bottom floor if I play it right. Like this. Probably worth the 1 health, or the 1 damage at this point. This is gonna be a blowout one way or another. We got through the section of the game that made me very angry, and now we can maybe, you know, despite my anger, it is okay. I just have to drop him here, and that's fine. No morsels, it's okay. I can vent this bottom floor also. Acceptable. Acceptable. I hate what they did to Seraph the Patient. He's now, like, just a really frustrating boss to face off against. There was a period of time where it was like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool. I like what he's doing here. Now I'm just mad when I fight him. Infinite Box is still kicking. We can do... Right, okay. We should win now, but just understand that I'm still very unbelievably angry about how this one started. I was a little unhappy about that. Put Consumer here. Gonna go ahead and double Welder and then just send him up. And if I vent 1 more health, but I save 15 on Penumbra, pretty worth. Yeah, now like if you're just playing the wrong type of run now, or you get put into the wrong spot with this one, you just fight a harder Seraph than normal. I guess this is payment for them letting you fight Seraph but not have multi-strike, so you're allowed to play damage shield. They bless you with the ability to face off against a non-damage shield version of Seraph. So you better be goddamn grateful. I can't play anymore. I guess I may as well play this morsel. Sometimes I get to trigger Shadow Box for the first time in my life. I want to see if it has an animation is all. Do we win this? We don't even win this. God. Fuck you, Seraph. Ugh. Alright. We'll win this. I just have to do things like this, right? Yeah, it's a big change. I think I actually want to ascend you. And then... if I could find a lifesteal morsel... morsel miner is okay. Doesn't even have an animation. I'm gonna have to take him up to 40 here, huh? No lifesteal. Watch this one have lifesteal. No, it's okay. Alright. I mean, it actually looks kind of fucked here. How is it? I mean, we do 600 up here per round. Yeah, never mind. We do 600 per round. The last two runs have been like, the last run was just like, last run I just felt kind of like a sense of dread and overwhelm, or overall like unhappiness at what I was forced to do. This run I was enjoying and I was like, oh yeah, check it out, this is really cool. And then I drew an unbelievable draw. For that draw to happen, there needed to be a consumer. So first I had to lose the 50-50, which was the draw priority draw being consumer, which I lost. So I first lost a 50-50, and then following that loss of a 50-50, I had to lose a 4 out of 26 to have consumer in the top 4 cards of my deck after that. And then on top of that, after losing the 50-50 and the 4 in 26, there's 3 draws remaining, and there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there were, following that, 8 cards I could have drawn out of the remaining 24 that would have won it, which was a 66% to go against me. But, you know, on top of losing a 50-50 and then a 4 in 26, winning a 60-60 or a 66% doesn't feel like it should be that impossible. However, we won, so why is this guy still complaining? And the answer is because, God, fuck you, Consumer of Crowns. I go to bat for Consumer of Crowns lately. I'm like, hey, like, old me hated Consumer of Crowns because, well, draw priority just makes them bad. And then I had a few runs where I was like, oh yeah, well, you can just kind of like play around it, right? You can make your deck a little more dense if you have the like of imp cards, if you have the correct start for it. And we had the perfect start for playing it perfectly. Or playing it perfectly normally, right? No cheating it out in any way, just play an imp and then play consumer. And then the game goes, haha, bitch, eat shit. I even took the unbroken horn. I made it so that the odds of me missing that were so unbelievably low. And then the game was like, yeah, by the way, fuck you. And also you lost space on the wrong floor too, so you can like, and Seraph's on the wrong floor too, right? Like, the number of things that went wrong in that combat feel, unbelievable to me. Seraph starts on top 4, bad. Lose space on top 4, bad. Consumer of Crowns is my draw priority unit, bad. Other Consumer of Crowns that I duplicated specifically in case I get Consumer of Crowns turn 1, so I can still draw him and play one of them. In the top 4 cards, unbelievably bad. Just no imps, also just incredibly frustrating. And I don't play consumer because the reason that I swear off consumer is because runs like this can happen, even though it's unbelievably unlikely. And when it happens, it's not worth the mental anguish. Alright. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.